Start creating value. That's what I would say to anyone who's wanting to create something valuable of their own. Anyone who's wanting to make a huge sum of money or to create a successful business, start creating value. And this advice was given to me a long time ago in my life, and it was at a point that I didn't fully take it on board. However, over the years, I've grown to realize it is absolutely correct. If you cannot provide value to anyone, you're basically useless in this world. And the more value you're able to create or you're able to provide for people, the more they're willing to pay you for it. Which means that everything in life, everything you're trying to accomplish, has to have a value proposition added to it. There has to be a value for the receiver. There has to be a value for the creator. So a lot of people these days, they're talking about side hustles, high income skills, online companies or businesses that they can create. And to a point, this is reasonable, of course, because when you think about it, we all sort of want to gain financial freedom in this modern age of technology and information. We all want to gain some sort of financial freedom. And I'll touch back on that, specifically the part where I say the age of information and technology. It really is the age of information and technology, and that's where your value lies. There's almost nothing today that we do as human beings that there isn't technology that is included. You think of the most basic thing that human beings do that we sometimes seem to take for granted. What is this? Farming. Look at farming. It's a relatively simple area. Agriculture is something that we're not really grown up anymore and being taught about agriculture. We're not being taught about farming, but it's such a lucrative money-making industry. And because these days we're more focused on creating an online business, we're more locked into the digital age now more than ever, we somehow have forgotten about farming. And farming is incredibly lucrative in terms of financial freedom. A lot of people got into farming and they create financial freedoms for themselves. And it's a brilliant area to get into. But what the hell does technology have to do with farming? Well, you might have not known this, but in the modern age of farming, technology is everything. Without it, you wouldn't be able to sustain a planet of almost 9 billion people. I think it's 8 billion, but scratch that. Seriously, without the technology helping these farmers to produce crops and other commodities, well, it's simply just, this planet wouldn't work very well. So how does technology integrate with farming? Tractors, that's one. The modern day tractors have become incredibly advanced in terms of technology. And one of the companies that are leading in this space is John Deere. They're perhaps one of the best known names in the agriculture business as a technology business. All they do is they create tractors. And these tractors are perhaps some of the most advanced vehicles on the planet today, especially when you consider autonomy. Because without autonomy, these vehicles are partially useless. It will take us back into the old age. But in the modern age of technology, they're able to utilize it and add it to these systems so farmers are more efficient. But there is a catch. With these technology, it requires maintenance, and this maintenance can only be done usually by the company you bought the tractor from. Additionally, that will cost. There's fees for running these tractors. So the tractor companies clearly has a market where they can make a ton of money through various things: software upgrades, software patches, maintenance, and fees. What if they decide, okay, we're not going to sell you the tractor. We're just going to get you to pay for it on a monthly basis, like a lease. And while it might seem cheaper short term, long term is where it really becomes expensive, which means that these tractor companies, they're extremely profitable. So how does the farmers profit in return? Well, because they're able to utilize these tractors in tens, if not hundreds of these mobile autonomous vehicles, they're able to expand their workload and create more commodities for the global world, which means that these businesses in turn do better. There is value there. The tractor companies realize that we can provide these farmers with so much more value if we simply allow these tractors to almost be operating on their own device. It's really incredible. So you've got the farmer on one hand, you've got the tractor company. Both are providing value to each other, who in turn provides value to me and you. They provide value to us. We are the purchasers. We purchase their products. But there's another way these companies provide value to me. Well, I invest in them, like John Deere. I like to invest in these companies because they will not stop growing anytime soon. They will continue to grow for the foreseeable future. And that for me is incredibly exciting. But I also like to invest in companies that are not out there in the public. They're just hidden in the background, but they get the job done. And for some extent, John Deere right now has never been more valuable. And for some people, it's the wrong time to invest. For others like myself, it's the perfect time to invest because I don't see how it's going to possibly slow down anymore. So that's just an example of how technology can integrate in many different areas, but how even in the most basic areas that we often don't think about, such as agriculture. And here's the amazing thing. This is just a start. Technology will continue to provide multiple values to agriculture businesses in various ways that we haven't dreamt of yet. And that for me is incredibly exciting. But again, this brings us to everything that we spoke about in the beginning of this video, providing value. You have to provide some sort of value. So whatever we're doing, if we're creating an online store on Etsy, or if we're creating a blog website or a YouTube channel, or if we're going to play video games online, whatever we're doing, if this thing can provide value to someone, then you've got something that you could possibly win with. So when I look at this channel, how in the world can I provide value to people with this channel? Well, I want to inform people of things that we often don't consider, but we do need to consider these things, like the basic necessity of technology being integrated into agriculture, how it can benefit us in multiple ways, financially and in terms of our daily lifestyle. There's so much value being created there. So if there's something out there that is of value to you, but you don't fully understand it, so if there's something out there that is of value to you, but you don't fully understand it, feel free to send that information to me. I'll break it down. I'll make a video on this subject, and I'll try my best to explain it in a way that is more simplified and easy to understand. Now, on the subject of providing value, what value have I been able to provide with my online courses so far? Well, the amazing thing is that I've gotten great reviews and some really good constructive criticism. So I'm able to improve upon my future courses and possibly offer this directly to some of my personal clienteles. But even more impressive is that I do spend quite a lot of time building these courses. So far, it's accumulated me over $500, and I'd say that's really impressive because the thing is that once you create these online courses, they'll be able to provide you with monetary rewards for a very long time, for years in the future. And that for me is actually really, really impressive because once you've created it, you no longer have to do anything. It's there. It will just make you money forever. It's like creating music or creating a movie. It's there in history now. It will just make you money forever. And that to me is quite incredible. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.